What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you.
Well, the Bills' defense seems to really be heating up at the right time, but will it be enough with the big bad Finns coming to town? We'll have some thoughts on that coming right up. Well, hello again, everybody. Well, as satisfying as the Bills' dominant, and I mean dominant, 37-3 win at Washington was and is already, I don't know about you, but my blood is pumping for next Sunday's AFC East showdown against the high-flying, terrific Miami Dolphins. They are unbeaten. They're averaging over 40 points a game, over 500 yards of total offense a game. And yet here's the kicker, which I'm sure Dolphin fans and media are absolutely exploding over. Odds makers still, with all that, have the Bills, now 2-1 after the win at Washington, as a 3-point favorite. Boy, that's an outrage. That's bulletin board stuff. Well, I'd like to thank, first of all, our sponsors. We have Blue Tusk Tech in Orchard Park. All your computer needs are there. And Global Vending Group of Buffalo. They have a worldwide vending program to help young people become literate, and they're just doing a fantastic job. So back to the Bills. Only 3 games in, I know, but the Bills' 2-1 record might be a little bit misleading for those not paying attention. Josh Allen's 4-turnover stumble in that opening fiasco to the Jets seems like ancient history now after that 38-10 win over the Raiders, and I know they're not very good, and then the 37-3 curb stomping of the Commanders at FedEx Field. Now the Commanders were 2-0. One of the wins now is not such a bad win. They beat the Cardinals, who then crunched the Cowboys over the weekend. So actually, Washington came into this game with a lot of hope. Coming into the game, quarterback Sam Howell was superb in wins over the Cardinals and then the Broncos, who are just terrible, leading to speculation that the franchise may finally have their guy. Well, maybe not quite so fast. The Bills sacked Howell 9 times. Also, 4 interceptions, 1 a pick six. They limited the Commanders to 230 total yards, and actually it was a last-gasp field goal that avoided the shutout. Now, we haven't even mentioned Josh Allen yet and the offense, but they weren't the story here. Remember all that doubt and trepidation about the Bills' decision not to give Tremaine Edmunds a second contract? Surely they would go out and grab somebody to replace him, since everybody seemed so sure the Bills didn't have a guy ready to fill his spot, and I include myself in that. GM Brandon Beane, though, and head coach defensive coordinator Sean McDermott were kind of coy about their plans, which only increased speculation they were going to drop the ball. Hadn't they thought about this? Well, second-year linebacker Terrell Bernard didn't even play in preseason. He was hurt. Yet, the Bills brass was quietly confident that he was the guy. They didn't pound their chest, but you knew, well, we know now that that was the way they feel. But this quickly, Bernard may have been the best player on the field at Washington. I know his size is a concern for some. At 6'1", 234. He's 4 inches shorter, quite a bit less heavy than Edmunds. But he made the kind of splash plays that Edmunds very seldom, if ever, did. The stats are only part of the story, but here it is. He had 2 sacks, a pass interception, a fumble recovery, a team-leading 7 tackles, and most of those were at or near the line of scrimmage. Bernard was a 3rd-round pick from Baylor in that 2022 NFL draft. Now, the Bills thought he might be special, and they took him, even though they had some more pressing needs at that spot. He's not slow. He's fast. He has 4.56 40, but he also has great football intelligence and the ability to process situations very quickly. He's not at all a liability playing all 3 downs, and in fact, he's showing right there with Matt Milano that he's able to cover and anticipate coverage and call plays. Now, he's still on his rookie deal with the Bills, but the Bills' D, in my humble opinion, is better with him on the field. And this isn't to put down Edmunds. I think he was underappreciated in Buffalo for some reason, but he's got to be miserable now playing for the hapless Chicago Bears. Nose tackle Ed Oliver continues to play like a man possessed. He is really playing out. Ditto for defensive end Greg Rousseau, offensive linebacker Leonard Floyd. Couple sacks as he holds the fort for the return of Von Miller. Hopefully in a couple weeks he's not going to play against Miami. Another positive sign, and not just in this game, the emergence of A.J. Epineza, who not only had a sack, but a brilliant 32-yard pick six to help seal the deal. Trey White, it was nice to see him with a good game. He had an eye-catching end zone interception, and the Bills become the actual NFL leader right now with 9 takeaways. Back to Allen. Now, I know right now he's not piling up the big numbers we've gotten used to, but the Jets' game plan and the game probably, in my opinion, were the wake-up call he needed. In this game, he didn't take any sacks, showed great judgment, had a couple of nice runs with very little contact, and played a very conservative plan that offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey drew up, knowing the D was going to get it done. Allen threw a pick, going with a touchdown pass and a touchdown run, but it was almost like a punt. It was 3rd and 20, and he just threw one down the field. Now, part of the luxury of not making Allen put the ball up as much is the improved running game. Rookie right guard Cyrus Torrance is making a difference. James Cook becoming a star before our eyes. Cook, 98 yards rushing. He still hasn't gotten the end zone yet, but had a couple receptions. He's now the number 2 rusher in the entire NFL, averaging just over 6 yards per carry. That's the best of anybody. Stephon Diggs, still Allen's favorite target. 8 catches, 111 yards, but he didn't get in the end zone either. Rookie tight end Dalton Kincaid, I think the Bills right now are still taking it very, very cautiously with him, just working him in slowly. He had a couple short catches, but he's a very willing blocker. Had an incredibly stupid penalty call him. There wasn't, I think, a penalty at all. They called for tripping. It was just dumb. But one disappointment so far to me, though, of the offseason and what's going on now is Yanni Hardy doesn't seem to me to be as dynamic as we saw from the departed Isaiah McKenzie on a lot of the little gadget plays and reverses. But he's not as mistake prone, at least so far. And this is no small thing. He's a very trustworthy punt returner. I'd love to see more targets, by the way, for second-year man Khalil Shakir. All he does is catch everything that's thrown his way. Now, a final thought heading into the showdown against the Dolphins. Anybody doubting the move of Sean McDermott to a more active role calling the defense can relax. We're seeing a lot more of an attack style leading to the takeaways. His D is more physical. I think it's tangible. You can see it. They're tough to play against. He makes great adjustments. Remember the Raider game. They got a touchdown drive on the first possession, and after that, a field goal the rest of the way, and nothing in the second half at all. Now, nothing against Leslie Frazier, but to me it's quite clear that McDermott wasn't comfortable with what he was seeing in that 13-second fiasco in Kansas City, all but sealed Frazier's fate. A quick look, here's the thing with Tagovailoa. He's having a monster start. The Fins 3-0, averaging 43.3 yards or points per game. Of course, putting 70 up on Denver doesn't hurt. And over 550 yards, but the key here, 188 yards rushing per game. That's big. Unstoppable, scream Dolphins supporters, and there are many. But have they faced the Bills defense on a nice autumnal afternoon in Orchard Park with the Bills Mafia in form? It's going to be interesting. A lot at stake. I know it's early, but a Miami win would give them a full 2-game lead over the Bills in the AFC East, and everybody knows that. I've got a feeling we're going to see Josh Allen crank it up a little more, and there's a downside there. He could turn it over, but I think you're going to see the Bills offense know they have to score some points. And again, I want to thank our sponsors, Blue Tusk Tech in Orchard Park. All your computer needs are right there. Global Vending Group of Buffalo with a worldwide book vending program helping young people everywhere become literate. So that's it. We'll see you soon.